Hello beautiful yoga tribe, it's Anna from Twisted Tribe Yoga and welcome to day 11 of our 31 days self-love challenge. Today we're going to be discussing ourselves and the way we describe ourselves to others in usually in a not so loving and compassionate manner, and we're gonna discuss how we can change that. How we can change that a little bit and see ourselves in a more loving and compassionate way when describing ourselves. But first we're going to start off with a little bit of yoga because that's what we do. So I'm going to invite you to roll out your yoga mat and come into a simple cross-legged position on your mat. And we're going to start out with some deep yogic breathing. And we're going to create some space and intention. Space to let in some kind words and kind thoughts about ourselves. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Intention to take some negativity and turn it into positivity. Bring your hands up over your head. Inhale. And twist to your right, exhale. Inhale it up. Twist to your left. Exhale. Palms to heart center. Continue that breathing. Inhale. Offer your heart forward. Exhaling around. Bring your belly button into your spine. Exhale it all the way out. Big inhale. Exhale it out. Arms up. Exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale it up. Exhale to the left. Come back to center. I'm going to have you turn lengthwise on your mat. Extend your legs straight up in front of you. And I'm going to have you bring your right foot to rest on the inside of your left thigh. Sit up nice and straight, nice and tall, like you're pulling up through the crown of your head. And flex your toes backwards. You want to keep this leg active. Inhale, exhale, extend your arms forward. Just gently. You don't want to pull or strain anything. Breathing deeply. Just kind of start flowing back and forth. Folding your arms to the elbows till your elbows come down onto the mat. Maybe walking your hands out a little further. Inhale it up. And this time, come down. Extend the crown of your head towards your toes. And breathe deeply. Inhale, come on up. We're going to transition here. So we're going to have you roll up, bringing your right foot back behind you, and heel toe your left foot out to the side of your mat so that your heel is pointed in, your toe is pointed out, and you're up on those back toes. If you want, you can try a modified version. If this is too much for you, you can bring that knee to the floor. Otherwise, stay here with me. We're in lizard pose right now. You can tent up on your fingers. Offer your heart forward. Or if you're feeling a little bit extra bendy today, you come down on your elbows. Keep those legs active. Breathing deeply. And we're going to bring it back into a plank position and vinyasa here. Up dog. And downward facing dog. down onto all fours. Swing your legs around and come back into that seated position again. And this time we're switching legs. Bringing your left foot into the right thigh. Extending up through the crown of your head. And we can smile too a little bit. Like that Buddha smile we talked about yesterday. And begin by extending your arms straight out in front of you. Inhaling, exhaling. And start that rocking movement. Just a little bit of a sway. Each time bringing your elbows a little further to the mat. Try walking your hands out a little more. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, and fold all the way down. Release as far as you can go. Don't do anything that makes you uncomfortable. This isn't competitive. It's just about stretching and creating space. Come on up, move into that transition. And this time you're bringing the left leg back behind you. Inhale, toeing the right leg out to the side, so your heel is pointed in, your toes are pointed out, and we're taking that lizard pose again. And you can drop that left knee down, or you can remain up here with me. You can tent up on your fingers, offer your heart, or relax it down onto your elbows. Get a nice deep stretch in the hips. And come on back up, and you can go or flow. Vinyasa with me, or take it right back into downward facing dog. Come on up, upward facing dog. Roll it back into down dog. And drop it back down onto your mat. We're going to take a twist here. So again, extend your legs out in front of you. And this time, take your right foot and cross it over your left leg. Right hand up. And bring it around in front of that knee. Then I'm going to look back over your shoulder. And keep breathing with me. Come back, and we're going to switch sides. So bringing that opposite foot to the front of the opposite leg. Bring that arm up. Cross it over your body. Twist. Look back over that shoulder. And come back around. And I'm going to have you come on up to a wide-legged standing position. Take your feet about maybe 3 feet apart, or if you want to face, if you're facing towards the front of your mat, about mat width. I can't say that. The distance of your mat width distance, forget it, never mind. So, take that stance, grab onto your shoulder, your elbows, hinge at your hips, and fold it forward, and just ragdoll here with me. You're gonna let your neck hang loose, your arms hang heavy, and breathe deeply. On your exhalation, try to fold a little deeper. Come a little closer to your legs. And come on up. And bring your feet together. We're going to take tree pose here. We're going to feel a little more connected to ourselves, a little more grounded. So put all your weight into your left foot and feel grounded on all 4 corners of your foot. Bring that right right leg up. And you're gonna turn, and you can connect it to your shin, your outer shin, or bring it up a little higher and connect to the inside of your thigh. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Find a focal point in front of you. And you're going to straighten your hips so your hips are squared off. They tend to want to slope to one side or the other, and keep your legs active. Keep this knee pointing directly to that side. And then, if you feel confident and strong, extend your hands up. Reach for the sky. Pretend you're a palm tree here. You're extending your branches out to the sun, extending that energy, pushing it into the world. That beautiful, positive, radiant energy. And bring it back down. And just kind of shake it out a little. Shake your legs out. Take that wide stance again and ragdoll with me. Breathing deeply here. Inhaling. Exhaling. On exhalation, bring it closer to your legs. And again, come on up. Bring your feet closer together. And we're going to take tree pose on the opposite side. So again, you can stop here, or you can bring that leg all the way up. Square off your hips. Find that focal point in front of you. Palms to heart center. Gaze forward. Feel connected to yourself. Feel connected to the earth. Get a little vibrant with me here, guys. Be that palm tree. Extend it out. Extend some warm, loving energy out into the world. And then bring it back into yourself. Alright guys, now we're going to have our little talk. So today's question in our 31-day self-love challenge, I'm just going to bring a little blanket over here so I can sit down and be kind of comfy and a little bit closer to you guys while we chat. Okay, the question I would like you to think about and consider and write down, and hopefully you're still keeping that little notebook that we started. How would you describe yourself in a loving way to a stranger? Okay, so by learning to describe ourselves, we can become our own confidence guru and simply acknowledge and appreciate our own positive qualities. It's something we don't usually do. This is about being honest with ourselves and appreciating ourselves, being loving to ourselves in a safe place, which is here, without the confines of our Western society, which is our Western culture, which has taught us since we were kids. You know, it's you don't want to brag. You don't want to brag. You don't want to gloat. It's not good. It confuses us and kind of makes us think we're being arrogant or excessively self-indulgent, when in fact we're just showing ourselves a little loving kindness and appreciation for our gifts, our talents, or the things that make us who we are in a positive manner. We're so good. We're so good at listing our faults and our failings, and just in the most offhanded way. I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time, all day long, from a bunch of different people, all the time. So actually, I've kind of started, when I hear someone say a little negative comment about themselves, whether they're, just being funny or whatever. I mean, there's a little bit of truth in every bit of humor, and that's probably how they really feel. So I just try to call them out on it and have them acknowledge that they're participating in that negative self-talk, and maybe say something positive back to them and get them to change it, change the negative to a positive. Okay, so I'm going to have you try this. Come up with just a few simple words, 3 words that describe you negatively. Maybe controlling, rude, shy, just traits you're not so fond of yourself with. And let's see want to take a second here and let's see how those qualities may actually be your better traits, your better qualities. So if you said you're rude or you have a tendency to be rude, maybe that's not the truth at all. Maybe you're just really blunt and honest. Those are not such bad things. Are you shy? Did you say you're shy? I know I am, but you might actually be a fantastic listener and very insightfully observant. So when you do talk, people actually listen. Did you think you're controlling, or do you? I bet you have amazing leadership skills. So what we're going for here when I ask you to describe yourself kindly in a loving manner to a complete stranger, you don't have to actually do it, but I'd like you to at least write it down and pretend that you're doing it. What we're going for here, it's a raw, personal, and highly enlightened opinion of yourself. That's what I'm looking for, of yourself and your feelings and how you feel about yourself. Overcoming this negative self-talk is a huge challenge. It's a big challenge. We do it so often, we're not even aware that we do it. I want you to talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend, your child, your pets, or a stranger that you're or someone you just met, and you're on your absolute best behavior. I want you to talk to yourself that way. Use common humanity with yourself. And remember that imperfection, it's part of the shared human experience. None of us, not any of us, have a perfect life. And just being compassionate with yourself, that's recognition of the fact that it's a shared human experience and we're not perfect. It's not just you that feels like you failed or that you're struggling all the time. No one has a perfect life. And it's time to acknowledge that and be a little kinder and a little more compassionate to ourselves. And don't make that mistake of over identifying with your negative traits, those negative opinions. And that's all they are that you have of yourself. Don't identify too strongly with them and get bogged down in them and becoming them. Develop self-compassion and try to overcome that inner critic. So I have 5 steps that you can take to try to become more compassionate with yourself and overcome that inner critic. Excuse me. The first step is to practice forgiveness. Stop punishing yourself for your mistakes. Accept that you're not perfect and be gentle with yourself. You're valued by a lot of people. You really are. And now it's time to start learning how to value yourself and move forward. So forgive yourself for your mistakes and keep moving forward. Value yourself. So step 2 is to employ a growth mindset. So what does that mean? Embrace rather than avoid your challenges. Stop fighting against them. Embrace those challenges. Persist in finding meaning in those challenges. All those little things that come up that you're just that just frustrate you and make you mad and upset, and they're just constant one thing after another. They're challenging you. Well, why are they happening? Why are these things happening? Embrace them, find meaning behind them, and persist in them and move forward. Just get through those challenges and then congratulate yourself and speak kindly to yourself for having gone through it and doing as well as you did. And find inspiration in other successes and strengths instead of criticizing yourself and comparing yourself. Just find inspiration in that and don't feel threatened by them, by other people's successes. Step three that I suggest is to express gratitude. This is a huge one. Expressing gratitude is or feeling gratitude, it's like this magical thing that happens. The more you do it, the better you feel. So rather than wish for what you don't have, appreciate what you do have. Really look around you and count your blessings down to the smallest detail, and you're going to be surprised at exactly how many wonderful things are in your life. So much strength and joy comes from expressing gratitude and feeling gratitude and being aware of the gratitude you have. It gives you a gentler voice and it moves the focus away from ourselves and our shortcomings. It really does, it works. So gratitude's huge. Step 4 is to find the right level of generosity. We like to be generous people. We like to take care of other people. We like to be giving, and that's fine. That's wonderful. And the reason I talk about generosity, because it's kind of like gratitude. It moves the focus away from ourselves. So being generous and giving of ourselves it's a beautiful thing. But for generosity to work, you have to find that balance. You can't ignore your own needs. And we've been talking kind of a lot about that. That's a part of a hugely intricate part of self-love, is not ignoring your own needs. So look at your resources and look at your energy level and work within those boundaries. And have fun being generous. Doing good for others makes us happy, and it gives us a gentler voice, more compassion, and again, it's like gratitude. It shifts the focus from ourselves onto a greater thing. It's doing something greater than ourselves, and it's really good as long as it doesn't reduce your own well-being. So the 5th thing, in order to develop a kinder voice and be more loving and compassionate for ourselves, is to be mindful. Step 5 is be mindful. Be in the moment. Be aware of your thoughts and your words, what you're saying out loud, how you're talking about yourself to others, what you're saying inside your own mind. Be aware of that. Be very mindful of it. Allow those thoughts to have their moment. Don't attach yourself to them. Don't make judgments about them. No labeling about them. Just kind of allow them, all the thoughts and the feelings, to have their moment, and then let them go. Let them go. Release them out into the world, and maybe try to replace them with something a little more positive. So the take-home message here is that you are worthy and valued, and I want you to be fearlessly persistent in finding this out and believing that, and practice these things. Practice it. Come up with some compassion for yourself. So on the Twisted Tribe Yoga Facebook page, I have also posted three sheets of paper that have words on them. There might be about 130, 140 or so words, very positive words, that might help inspire you in writing out your paper about how you describe yourself in a loving, compassionate manner to other people. And if you want, you're more than welcome to share your description of yourself in the comments below. I'd love to see them. It can probably help inspire someone else. And don't be afraid to do it, guys. Don't be. You're a beautiful, valued human being. And I think it's time we start seeing ourselves that way a little more. So thank you for joining me here today, and I hope you will come back again tomorrow for day 12 of our 31-day self-love challenge, and enjoy the rest of your day.